Hey guys, welcome back to the Mets franchise as we are in 2027. We played opening day. Last episode, we had our off season as well. And we're jumping ahead just a little bit here. 12 games into the season, and we're starting off a nice 10-2 record as a perfect way to come back after a World Series winning season to start the season off strong, 10-2. So brilliant performance here. We're going to start off this first game of the episode against Washington, but before we do that, let's take a quick look at the standings. I know it's way too early to talk about standings and all that, but we are 10-2, 2 games up on the Braves, who started off 8-4. Remember the Braves last year, they still have a great team on paper, but they underperformed big time last season. I don't even think they made it to 500, so we'll see. The Marlins were our biggest competition. We'll see if that holds true as well. We'll end this episode off ending the month of April, and we'll go over everything at the end. Anyway, up against Josiah Gray in this one. In the first, it's Kyle Tucker, and he's going to smack one deep into right field. Going back to the right fielder. He's going a long way back. He's looking up, and it's out of here. Home run into the Nationals bullpen for Kyle Tucker. It's a first inning solo shot, and the Mets are up 1-0 early on against Josiah Gray. Kyle Tucker's second home run of the young season. Next batter, Pete Alonso. He's starting off with 378 batting average in 12 games, so he's gotten off to a hot start. And that's going to be an infield single for Pete Alonso. You're not going to see many of those, but there it is. Next batter, Brett Beatty. He chops one back to Josiah Gray, and that's a double play to end the first. So Mets, we do ground into a lot of double plays. Anyway, Logan Gilbert on the mound for us, making his third start of the season. 2-0 after 2 starts, but ERA kind of high, so he's been giving up some runs. Fortunate to get away with 2 wins out of 2 so far. Anyway, he works a clean first inning. So we go to the top of the second, and Francisco Alvarez, beautiful diving play by the third baseman, puts away Alvarez, but a runner gets over to second. So we got a runner on second, 2 out for Teoscar Hernandez, and he's going to come through, line drive in the gap, and that one goes all the way to the wall. It's an RBI double for Teoscar Hernandez, making it 2-0 New York in the top of the second. Next batter is Ramon Urias, and he will walk on a pitch that was clearly in the strike zone. Mind-blowing call there from the umpire behind the plate. So that brings up Nimmo, but he is going to fly one into center field to end the rally in the second. So we'll jump ahead to the bottom of the third. Nationals finally got a guy on in scoring position, and that's Elijah Green hitting one deep. Teoscar's in the field today. He leaps, and it's gone. Home run, 2-run shot, ties this game in the third for Washington, as that one just made it over the wall. Teoscar Hernandez, usually our DH. He's starting in left today, and Nimmo gets to start in center. Luis Roberts DHing just to give him a break, and he couldn't catch that one. Gilbert would finally get out of the third there with a strikeout. So 2-2 after 3. To lead off the fourth, it is Luis Robert, like we said, DHing today, and he's going to smack one in the left center field gap. Is this one going to get over the wall? It is gone. A home run into the Mets bullpen, and the Mets are right back on top, 3-2. So Logan Gilbert gave up those 2 runs, but right away to lead off the fourth, Luis Robert hits his 3rd home run of the season. Remember, he hit 2 on opening day, so he hasn't hit one since, and that's his 3rd. Still in the fourth, next batter is Francisco Lindor. He smacks one up the middle, line drive base hit. So we got another runner on, no out for Francisco Alvarez, and he is going to hit one down the line. This one's going to go fair for a base hit down the line, and it's going to be a double. Second and third, no out. So Francisco Alvarez pretty much hit one in the same spot last at bat, but got robbed of a diving play. This time, no luck from the third baseman. Next batter is Teoscar Hernandez. He's going to strike out looking on a dotted slider on the outside corner. So we still got second and third, 1 out for Ramon Urias. He lines one in a pretty shallow left. But you know what? We just decided to send the runner, test Juan Soto's arm, and the throw is offline and not in time. And a run scores. So sac fly for Urias. It's 4-2. Next batter, Nimmo. He hits one in the left center field. This looks like it might get the gap. Center fielder's going over, and he won't get there. It's gone. A home run in the left center for Brandon Nimmo. 2-run shot. Makes it 6-2 New York. Did not think that one was going to fly, and that's only his first home run of the season. So he finally gets on the board with his first homer. As we're going to the fifth, it's now 7-2 at this point, and that's Brady House with a long home run over the bullpen to make it 7-3. So it's a 4-run game now here in the 5th inning. So Logan Gilbert's given up a couple home runs this game, but offense spotted him 7 runs. So fortunate again to walk away with this one with the win if he can. This would be his last batter in the 6th as he gets Keibert Ruiz to fly out to center. Nimmo's actually going all the way back to the warning track. This one carried a ton. but Nimmo makes the play on the track, and that would be it for Logan Gilbert. 6 innings, 3 earned for him. We're going to just jump ahead all the way to the 9th. Nothing really doing here. I think the Nationals might have got one more back in a quick sim. As you see, Edwin Diaz 5 for 6 on save opportunities on the season so far. So yes, they did get one back, so 7-4. Kyber Ruiz into left field, but Teoscar Hernandez runs that one down. So that's the first out of the inning. 2 outs away from securing this win. It is Morales, and he's going to dunk one into right field. Tucker's going over, and he can't make the play. Thought he was going to be able to make that, but no, that bounce is fair up against the sidewall. It's a double, 1-out double for Washington. So they got a runner on second, 1 out for Brady House, who hit a home run earlier this game, and now he's going to poke one down pretty much the same spot down the right field line. They're going to switch places, and it's back-to-back doubles for the Nationals. It's 7-5. Tying run is now at the plate. So it's getting a little scary, which usually happens with Edwin Diaz in the regular season, but he gets Buddy Kennedy to strike out swinging on a nice slider. And next up, Elijah Green already homered this game. He's going to take ball 4, so he walks. So now the winning run is at the plate for Washington, and it's James Woods, 3-2 count. Juan Soto's on deck, but Woods strikes out swinging on a nasty high slider. That was a nice pitch from Edwin Diaz, and the Mets pick up a win. We improve to 11-2 on the young season, so we're starting off hot. But we've seen the Mets start off hot before, plenty of years in real life, and they've gone nowhere from it. So, of course, it doesn't mean much, but it's good for us to build off the momentum of a championship-winning season into a nice little start. So let's jump ahead to the second game of the episode. I believe we jumped ahead maybe a week. No, just a couple games. Yeah, we were 11-2. Now we're 15-4. So we're doing pretty solid still, keeping up a good pace. We're going in Detroit against Casey Mize, and he is 2-2 in 4 starts with a 4.39 ERA. 4.39 early on is not that bad. So we'll be on the lookout for that. In the first, Pete Alonso lines one into center field. Max Clark coming in. He dives and makes a beautiful catch. Max Clark with a nice play in center. Good to see him in the major leagues in this game. I'm excited to see him in real life. See how long it takes for him to get called up. But beautiful diving play in the center. If he didn't make that, Alonso would easily be on third. With his speed, probably wouldn't have had an inside the park home run, but you never know. Anyway, Senga on the mound for us. Off to a pretty solid start, 3.15 ERA in 3 starts so far. So he's doing pretty solid. First batter, though, is Akil Baddoo, and he's going to spank one in the left center field. That one's headed towards the wall, and it will go off the wall. And Baddoo is rounding second. He's going to go for third? No, he's going to stay at second with a leadoff double to start this game off. It's Colston Montgomery. He strikes out swinging beautifully. Dotted slider on the outside corner. My God, that was a good pitch. Riley Green up next. And he is going to fly one into deep center field. Luis Roberts going back. Is he going to have enough time to get there? Yes, he will track this down. Tagging and going to third is Baddoo. And the runner on third with 2 outs for Detroit in the first. And that's Luis Rengifo. He pops up to third in foul territory. Brett Beatty's there. Makes an easy grab. And after a leadoff double, Senga gets out of the first unscathed. We're going to jump to the bottom of the third. Tigers got a guy on, but that's a strikeout for Senga. So this keeps cruising along so far. Nothing really happening after that first inning. As we'll go to the fourth. The Tigers are up in the bottom of the fourth. It's Riley Green, and he lines one into that left center field gap. That's headed all the way to the wall, and Riley Green will be in there with at least a double. Luis Robert takes it, and oh, yep, that throw is way, way over all the cutoff men's head. And Riley Green will take advantage and go to third. So leadoff, they will call it a triple. So leadoff triple for Riley Green. Luis Rengifo, he strikes out on a forkball that hits him in the kneecap. So that's how nasty that forkball was. Next up, Gary Carpenter. He draws a walk. Not the worst thing in the world, though. It sets up the double play. So we got first and third, 1 out for Nolan Schonel. And he strikes out on a cutter inside. Nice pitch from Senga. So he might get out of this. Max Clark's next up. And he strikes out swinging on a super high fastball. So Kodai Senga in another jam, and he gets out of it again, and he's hyped about it. So Senga, good work to get out of that fourth inning. Go to the bottom of the fifth. Former Met Francisco Mejia. Oh, boy, that's crushed in the right field. No doubt about it. Home run for Francisco Mejia. Remember, we traded for him at the deadline 2 years ago, was it? Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago. And he was a pretty decent backup catcher for us, and he makes his pay here in the 5th as that one's gone. Tigers take a 1-0 lead. Senga would bounce back and get the next 2 guys out in the 5th, but that would be it. And his night would be over after 5 innings. He pitched good, but he had his pitch count in the 100s already, so he was done after that. 5 innings, 1 earned for Kodai Senga. Not terrible. Francisco Alvarez up in the top of the 6th. He's going to hit one deep into center field. Going back to Max Clark. He's at the wall. He's going to make the catch up against the wall. I thought for sure that was out off the crack of the bat. It certainly looked like it, but no. A couple batters later, still in the 6th, it's Ramon Urias. He blasts one to left field. Going back to the left fielder. This one's going to hit off the top of the wall and get out of here. Ramon Urias with his first home run of the season, his first home run as a Met. And he ties this game up in the 6th inning with a ball that just makes it over in the left field. As the next batter would be Brandon Nimmo. He crushes one to deep right center. This might have a chance. It is off the wall out there in one of the deepest parts of the ballpark. But it's off the wall in right center, and he'll stay at second with a 2-out double. See if we can bring him home. It's Kyle Tucker, a 3-2 count. And he's going to hit one into right field. It's going to be an easy play for Riley Green as the 6th inning, top half of the 6th inning, would be over, but we tie the game. Bottom half of the 6th, we got Gregory Soto in, hoping to do a little bit better than his opening day performance, and he will. He gets a double play to get out of the 6th, so we're still tied at 1 after 6 innings. Top half of the 7th, 1 out, 1 on, no out for Brett Beatty. He draws a walk, so we get a nice walk. Hopefully he can start a rally. It's Luis Robert with the 3-2 count. Runner doesn't go, and maybe we should have sent him because that is a 6-4-3 double play to end the top half of the 7th. So the double plays don't stop as we go all the way to the 9th, still 1-1. It's Brandon Nimmo leading off with a walk. Leadoff walk's never good. Kyle Tucker, let's see if we can make him pay. Nope. This time it's 4, 6, and 3. Double play for Kyle Tucker. We end the 9th not scoring. So we're going to the bottom of the 9th. Tigers with the chance to walk it off. We're going to bring in Jonathan Loaizaga. Been solid in only his 2 innings so far. It's 2 out, nobody on, and Loaizaga gets Sean to pop up, and the guy on the Angels was on the Tigers in this save. He pops up to Brett Beatty in the 10th. Let's see if we can get our runner home. Brett Beatty does his job. He grounds out to second and gets that runner over to third. So it's runner on third, 1 out for Luis Robert, and he's going to chop one too short. The infield was in, so the runner can't go anywhere. 2 out. Francisco Lindor needs to come through. 2 outs here in the 10th, and he's going to strike out swinging. Nice slider, back foot slider. So the Tigers have a chance to win it with their guy on second. Max Clark leads off the bottom of the 10th with the strikeout. He's struggling at the plate today. Next batter, Martin Castilla. He walks. And a good slider, but a good take. So not the worst thing in the world, though. We have the double play. Francisco Mejia already homered against us. What's he going to do this time? He's going to just line this one into center. Luis Roberts there. Runner's going to stay put. So 2 outs or 1 out away from getting out of the 10th unharmed. So Scott Barlow trying to work out of this one. It's Akil Baddoo. He's 2 for 4 already today, and he's going to chop one to short, softly grounded, and Lindor throws to first in time, and that'll end the 10th. So we survive. In the 11th, Francisco Alvarez leading off with an absolute moonshot in the left field. That one is crushed, and that's going to be a 2-run home run. 3-1 New York in the top of the 11th. What a shot from Alvarez. His 6th home run of the season. Only went 398 feet, but let me tell you, that was high up there as Madden, unhappy with himself that he gave up that shot. And we'll take a better look at it. And that one was just blasted. It's only our 4th hit of the game, but Alvarez has started off this season strong. You saw a glimpse. His average was 355 there. So you know what that means. It's Edwin Diaz time. In the 11th, of course, the tying run would be at the plate, but Colson Montgomery leads off, and he strikes out looking on a nice slider. Riley Green up next, 1-2 count, and he's going to go down swinging on a slider. He was horned up for a fastball, but he was way early on that slider. Luis Rengifo, Detroit's last chance, and he goes down swinging as well. High fastball, top of the zone. Edwin Diaz does his job, and the Mets win another one. We take this one 3-1, maybe I wouldn't say undeserved. We just really didn't do anything on offense all game. We got the timely home run when needed from Urias, and then, of course, from Francisco Alvarez. So we win yet another game, and we're off to just a hot start here in April. So our goal this season is clear. It is to repeat. And we're going to end this episode in Cincinnati. This is towards the end of April now. I think it's either the last day or the first day of May, and we're 23-10. So we're staying hot. We're doing good with 13 games over 500 early on, and we're versing Bryce Miller. I think it was last season we versed the Reds in Citi Field, and Bryce Miller pitched there as well. So we're going to see him again. And in the first, 2 out, nobody on for Kyle Tucker, and Kyle Tucker's going to beat the shift out there in the outfield and hit it down the line, left field line that is, all the way to the wall to 2-out double for Kyle Tucker. Next up, Pete Alonso. Let's see if he can bring this runner home from second, 2-1 count, and no, he'll just hit a lazy fly ball in the center. So we get out of the first. The Reds get out of the first unharmed. Going to the bottom half, and it's Aaron Savale on the mound for us. Remember, we signed him this season, 3 years, $30 million, and he's off to a fantastic start. He's 5-0 in 6 starts with a 3.15 ERA. So he has been brilliant. He's been doing things I thought he would do. I thought he'd be a guy who goes out there and just shoves, low ERA, and gets a lot of wins. Even though that stat doesn't really matter anymore, I still like it. Anyway, in the first, it's De La Cruz hits a base hit and then steals second with ease. So Reds got a runner on second, nobody out to start the game. As Ty France, he's going to line ground one, I should say, to Lindor, who makes a nice play. So the runner stays put at second. Josh Naylor up next, and he's going to fly one into right. Kyle Tucker's there. Let's see if they tag with Ellie De La Cruz, and they will not, surprisingly, tag Ellie De La Cruz. So he'll stay at second, 2 out for Tyler O'Neill. He draws a walk. That sinker got away from Savale there. So first and second, 1 out. It's Tyler Ward, and he strikes out swinging on a nice cutter. Reds got some good guys in their lineup. So Tyler Ward goes down swinging. Jeimer Candelario in the second. He is going to bloop one over Brett Beatty's head in the left field for a base hit. So leadoff guy is on again here for Cincinnati in the second. And the next batter, 1-2 count. And he is going to ground one up the middle for a base hit. It's first and second. Nobody out for Cincinnati in the second. So another jam for Aaron Savale early on. Connor Norby, though, he is going to line one. Brett Beatty snags it out of the air, throws back to second, and they've got Jeimer Candelario doubled off at second base. So a nice double play, makes it 2 outs, and then the next batter's going to strike out on a high cutter, and that'll end the inning. So we're going to the third, no score. Savale gets out of another jam. Teoscar Hernandez hitting one deep in a right center field. Right fielder's going back. He's still going back. He's looking up, and it's out of here. Home run, Teoscar Hernandez to right center field, and Teoscar is doing pretty solid. That's his 7th home run already as a New York Met. So he's having himself a good month of April so far when it comes to the long ball. Another guy who's having himself a good month of April is Francisco Alvarez. Hits one at dead center. O'Neill goes back. He leaps, but it's gone. A home run from Francisco Alvarez makes it 2-0 Mets. Second solo shot of the game here in the 4th inning. And that's his 8th home run of the season. So Teoscar and Francisco Alvarez have just been putting in some good home run numbers. And we'll go over everyone's stats after the end of this one. But in the 4th, Reds got the leadoff guy on again. Tyler Ward hits one down the third base line. Brett Beatty can't snag that with his glove. It's a nice diving play, but everyone's going to be safe. So first and second, no out again for Cincinnati. Jeimer Candelario is going to pop up. It's going to be an infield fly, so 1 away. Next up is Kirkstad. I think that's how you say his name. Brett Beatty again dives, can't make the play. Fields, though, gets up and Fields fires and somehow gets the out, just barely at first. So at least he got the out that time. But second and third, 2 out for Connor Norby. And he's going to hit one up the middle. Urias makes a nice backhanded play. Throw to first is just in time. And Pete Alonso had to stretch all the way for that one. So we get out of the 4th. Still no runs from Savale, but he has been in tons of jams today. Ramon Urias, he leads off, well, there's 1 out in the 5th, But in the 5th, he hits one off the wall. It's going to be a 1-out double for Ramon Urias. Got a runner in scoring position for Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo's going to hit one deep into right field. Going back to the right fielder. He's trying to time this one up. He leaps, but it's gone. He's way late on that one, and that one just makes it over the wall. Brandon Nimmo homers again. It's a 2-run shot for Nimmo. It's now 4-0 Mets. And remember, he hit his first home run 12 games into the season, or his 13th game into the season. Remember that from the start this episode. Now he's got 10 homers already. So he's been red hot. We're jumping ahead at 6-0 Mets at this point. And Savale ends his night with 6 shutout innings. Somehow shutout innings. Got out of some huge jams there in the 7th. 2 on, no out. Pete Alonso crushing in the left, and he calls game on this one. That is a 3-run no-doubter for Pete Alonso. It's 9-0 New York, and Alonso goes way out of here. That's home run number 9 for him. So got a couple of guys already close to double digits. 2 on in the 7th for Teoscar, and he's not done getting in a home run because that one's going to be off the top of the wall and gone. The second time this episode, it's went off the top of the wall and gone. First one was for Urias, this one for Teoscar. 3-run shot, that's his 9th. Remember, his first home run this game was his 7th. That was his 9th. He hit one in the quick sim, so he hit 3 home runs this game. And this one would end 13-0 blowout of Cincinnati. It was close until like the 5th or 6th inning. And then we just took over. So we crushed the Reds in that one. And that was the first game of May. So here's where we are in the calendar. We're just starting off the month of May. 24-10 record. As we'll see the schedule ahead. And let's see how everyone's doing after one full month of the season. As Urias went from our 9-hitter to our leadoff hitter because he's batting .363. Incredible. Brandon Nimmo's batting .301 with 10 homers. He's been red hot lately. So good to see that average over 300. 277 for Kyle Tucker, still pretty solid. I'll take that. 7 home runs, so he's close to double digits. Pete Alonso's batting .308 with 9 home runs. Another guy close to double digits. So we're doing pretty solid so far with the power numbers and the average. More high average here. 297 from Brett Beatty. That's magnificent. 6 homers, 21 ribbies. Alvarez is batting .336. I think I might have to move him up in the order. He has 10 home runs. And I'm pretty sure when he hit his first home run, he was at 7 or 8. So I think he hit 3 home runs against the Reds too, and I might not have realized it with the quick sim. Anyway, averages have been amazing, 1 through 6 so far. Here's where it drops a little bit. 240s for Luis Robert, 250 for Francisco Lindor, but they each have 6 home runs, so the home run number is there. And Teoscar's only batting .231, but that's okay. He's our DH. He just needs to hit homers, and he's doing that. He's hit 9 homers and had driven in 21, so the power is definitely there, and the average is there early on. Our offense is clicking on all cylinders. And the pitching is doing pretty good as well, especially Corbin Burns. Sub-2 ERA through his first couple of starts and his first month of the season. Julio Urias is doing okay. 3.57 is, nothing crazy, but not bad. Same thing with Logan Gilbert, 3.80, that can mean anything. Aaron Savale off to a hot start, sub-3 ERA. We just saw him lower his ERA to 2.74. And Senga, who started off a little bit hotter than he is now, but 3.86 is solid. Everyone with a sub-4 ERA in the starting rotation is like my dream. So let's see if they can keep up that pace. And it's early for the bullpen, but I'm just going to show it. Look at Clark Schmidt, though. 30.1 innings, 1.78 ERA. My God, he deserves to be in a rotation somewhere, honestly. I feel bad for him. But he's helping us in long relief, that's for sure. But yeah, everyone in the bullpen, I'm not going to go too crazy over it because it's so early in the season, and we know Edwin Diaz is doing a good job. So, like always, actually, you got that ERA up a little bit, looks like. But, we trust him. And here we are in the standings. After 1 month, we're already 7.5 games up. That's unheard of. Who goes 7.5 games up after 1 month? The Braves are below 500. I don't understand. They have such a good team on paper, but they can't seem to figure it out. But anyway, the season could not have started better. It looks like we are on pace to win another division title. It's way too early to talk about that, but I'm just saying it looks like we won't have much competition this year unless the Braves turn it around fast. I thought the Marlins were going to be a problem, but man, they are struggling, 13-22. So Operation Repeat. First part 1, I would say, because it's the first month, is off to a huge success. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like. We'll see you guys in the next one, and we'll play the month of May in that one.